I opened your plan here in Architectural 2015, and I'm in a full overview camera. Of course, it looks pretty bad. This is called Z fighting, where the layers underneath are fighting to get to the surface. But if you go to a different kind of camera, we'll go to the camera tools and just use a full camera, standing out like that. The results are dramatically different in terms of the visual results. See, it's not happening. A few things I noticed. I recommended that you go up to the attic, and then we'll do a camera view from up here. Yeah, there's no Z fighting in this camera type. I've never seen this quite this pronouncedly before. I did notice a few things that were amiss, and I thought I should point them out. I'm going to go to plan view, go down to the basement level. Okay, you've got the ceiling height set in the garage at about 11 feet, slightly over 11 feet. And I assume that's because that's where you want it. But you should also go to Edit Default Settings, Floor, and make sure that these agree. See that you got to see in defaults, the program's always going to be trying to set it to 34 inches, and you've set it to 11 feet. Then the floor defaults and what you're doing should match fairly closely. Also, I'm going to click just outside this wall, hit the tab key, hit the tab key again. Okay, now that selects the entire outside. I'm going to go to the open icon and go to materials. For some reason, okay, and it's got blue stucco as the material for the exterior material on this floor. I'm going to shift select these walls. Oh, I can't. You can't shift select in architectural. Never mind. I'll open up one. I'll go to the materials tab of this, and you've got concrete, but you've also got blue stucco assigned. So that's going to cause an argument between this order, which is concrete, and the other order you place, which is blue stucco. What I recommend if you want to have blue stucco on the outside of these walls is to take this wall type, open it up, and we'll click on define. And okay, right here it says wall exterior at top of drawings. That's up here. So that's selected. So I'm going to click on insert, put a little layer there. We'll just make it an inch thick. And on that layer, we'll put blue stucco. Wrong button. There we go. Now we'll go to siding, stucco, and light blue stucco. There it is, light blue stucco. See, I added a little layer on the outside of this wall type, and when I fixed one, it fixed them all. Yeah, that's just software just telling me I'm doing what I just did. So let's check that out. I don't think it's going to handle the Z fighting, by the way, what I just did. It's just better procedure. Okay, let me see. I'm going to use this. We're still showing kind of an odd material. Gray stucco. Up here we got light blue stucco, I think. Green stucco. We got all kinds of stucco. Well, I'm gonna sort that out. I'm gonna assume you wanted. I thought I'd. Okay, green stucco. I'm gonna set it all to green. So I'll go back and undo what I just did. I'm just gonna change the material. Click on define. Click here, and then we'll put. I put the wrong material in there. I was remembering it differently. I think it's a green stucco. There we go. And also, I'm going to click on the outside over here, close to, hit the tab key. There we go, I got it. And make sure that this setting is set to green, the same material, green stucco. You can change this, but they need to all agree. That's all I'm driving at. And I'll go back to that camera. Where's that gray stucco coming from? I'm going to check this kind of wall. Open it up and define it. I've already altered it a little bit from just putzing around with it. I removed the sheathing layer by using a delete, and so that right now there's just stucco and framing. I'm going to set this to green stucco like the other walls below. Greens, there it is. And also I'm going to take this framing layer and change its material to green stucco. And this is an experiment. Green stucco, there it is. So now the framing is green stucco, the outside is green stucco. I still think you should send this plan to tech support because, well, that's weird. I've seen this a few times before, mainly with new people, and I'm not beating you up on this, but sometimes when people learn the program, they make too many guesses and it corrupts the plan. I'm going to try to fix this. Again, we'll use the material painter, and I'm going to paint green stucco on there. There's siding, stucco, green stucco. Now when you use the material painter, there's let me pull this over here so you can see it. There's different modes, and I want all the exterior walls of this model to be the same. So I'm going to use material painter mode, plan mode, and spray that material on that wall, and it should change. Okay, that worked. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different modes. There's plan mode, floor mode, room mode, object mode, and component mode. And you need to read the reference manual to sort those all out and exactly what they mean, but I'm going to put those back. But at least for in this camera type, I've got the walls all looking the same on the outside. Now let's go back to an overview camera and see if we've helped anything. I'm going to save. We'll just see what happens. I don't expect this to fix anything, but it may improve it so that you can live with it in the meantime. It's slightly improved. It still looks like the devil in a overview camera. Let's do something with the roof. I'm going to go over here to the Build Roof Tools and click on the Build Roof dialog. Now I'm not going to rebuild. Oh, you've got automatic build roofs on. So I'm just going to go over to Materials and do kind of what I did with the walls. The roof is navy standing seam. I'm going to make the sheathing standing seam as well. We'll go over to roofing, metal, standing seam, navy. So now the layers of this roof, when I click OK, will be standing seam over a sheathing of standing seam. Well, that helped a little bit. We still got some Z-fighting here going along the edges, but it has made an improvement. Now, if you were doing a materials list, it kind of plays hob with that, but I'm just trying, until you hear back from tech support, and they may have no solution for you other than an explanation. I think probably you made too many guesses on applying materials, and I've already found several instances where the materials were in argument, the material settings were in argument, but after a while it tends to make the software itself kind of psychotic if you impress too many argumentative guesses upon it. I'm just guessing. I don't know what. I don't have a real workable solution for you. I'm just guessing. It looks like to me that the sheetrock is showing through 2 layers of stucco. Let's see what this material. Yeah, it's showing green stucco, but just for fun, just as an experiment, I'm going to open this wall here. Select next object. And open, and I'm going to make all the layers of this wall, even including the sheetrock, this green stucco. I mean, you might be able to make a copy of this plan and use this just for exteriors. We'll see. I'm going to click on select material, siding, stucco. And that was a green stucco I've been going with. That's great. There we go. We'll see if that makes a difference. I'm just curious. Blah, blah. Okay. That cleaned it up some more. It still looks bad, but I've improved it. Let me check how your settings on the terrain. It says flatten pad. Let's uncheck the flatten pad and see what if that does anything. I'm just making an experiment. There's no greater wisdom involved here other than let's change some settings and see what happens. No, okay. Well, of course you don't want that. You could adjust the terrain so that that fills in, but I generally don't use flatten pad because it does weird things to the terrain. But as you can see, we're still getting the Z-fighting. Oh, okay. That's probably because this down here. Let's open that up. Oh, okay. I'd have to go down there to see. All right, I'm going to put that back to where it was. I just thought I would check that. That was a flattened pad that I changed. A lot of times when you're having a strange problem, I recommend just trying different settings and see what happens. You might want to save a copy of the plan first, so if you tear it to pieces or something, you've got something to fall back on. But I recommend that as a procedure. It's the flattened pad is what's causing that. Of course, without flattened pad, it looked pretty choppy. But that the terrain can be adjusted right around the house to smooth that out. But that's not what this tutorial's about. So all I've done is improve it, but in terms of general appearance. Now it never looked bad except in dollhouse and overview cameras. In regular cameras, it looks just fine. We stand on the deck there and look down the deck, and it looked just like you would expect. So send it to tech support, and just I would say write it off as a learning experience. The more you use the program, the better you get at it, and the more studying you do, then the more correctly you'll use the program, and then stuff like this will happen less and less. But you can see, you can get exterior views of your model that are just fine. And so send that to tech support and let them see if there's anything that can actually be done. And I'm sorry I didn't accomplish much, but I gave it my best shot. Thank you.